Welcome back to 5 Minutes With on HDTV. I'm Steve Strum. This morning, Brady and I have the opportunity to speak with Tom Reber from Cross Country Mortgage. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
All right, makers and takers. We were talking about it offset. Let's go with that because that was a phenomenal thing you were talking about.
You know, makers and takers has become very, very relevant today because when markets are easy, anybody can do it. When markets are tough, you have to find creative ways to provide the influence and value. So I've kind of coined the phrase, either you're a maker or a taker. So a market maker is a person who's able to go in and understand the organics of why the transaction should be successful for both buyers and sellers on the real estate side. And from the financing side, we collaborate with those and bring it in as well and help them understand the total cost benefit analysis of why. Bring those two together, we now have a high opportunity to make that transaction win.
Well, it sounds like you've been in this business for at least a couple of months.
A hot minute.
Hot minute, right? Or a few minutes or a few hours, right? Yeah. What have you seen change over the last 10, 20 years in this industry? Besides everything.
Velocity and speed of information. We have our smartphones today that brings information to the street that, like this. So you're drinking information out of a fire hose. And how much do you actually digest is probably about 2 or 3%. So you still need collaboration with highly qualified professionals to get the job done because most people come in and they have all this information. How do we funnel it down into the points of what it takes to win a transaction and provide value? So the biggest change, in my opinion, is the velocity of information and then being able to strip that information apart and make it useful.
Tom, as you know, I mean, I've found it's just amazing the difference a lender can make on a transaction.
Yeah.
It can really make or break a transaction.
Sure.
You know, when you're in there working for a client, what are some things that you really focus on to make sure the transaction gets to that closing table and how you set yourself apart from other lenders in the industry?
It starts with the details of information. You have to be a phenomenal interviewer. Interview that person effectively. Income, asset, credit. Starts with those three things. You bring in the collateral at that point. But there's no real need to give 100% green light until you know, do they have a pathway to win and why? And have to understand both sides understands the reason why. So income, asset, credit brings in the collateral and then the collaboration of information and says, okay, hey, Brady, as a real estate professional, you have 100% green light with your customer to go do what they want to do based on these needs.
And in dealing with you in some transactions, I am very impressed with how well you are to communicate with the realtor and with your client. A lot of my clients, as you know, all realtors would say this, the interest rate has been a topic of interest over these past couple of years especially.
With a little pun intended.
I always am on that pun. So
yeah.
2022, I mean, just amazing how it changed. What do you kind of foresee where we are now, and what do you kind of think is going to happen as we move forward into 2023?
So the good news is we're on the downhill side. Inflation technically peaked in January of 2023. The number one piece for inflation today is housing, okay? Rent, mortgage payments, things like that, because we've literally seen rates go from 3% to 6+%, which means double. It's a 100% increase. It's taken our affordability index and thrown it in reverse. It's taken the ability to move up buyers and thrown it in reverse. It's taken our current homeowners that own houses and said, I don't want to move. I got 3% rate. Why would I move? Mm-hmm. But yet I really need to move. Mm-hmm. But now that's double. So the future looks bright, and here's the reason why. Inflation has peaked in January. The actual shelter costs are going to continue to come down. They lag anywhere from 15 to 20 months. So as you can see, since we've been going through this cycle, it's starting to now, as the roller coaster crests, we're starting to get on the downhill side of this. So June, July, August, and September, you're going to pick up some serious tailwinds with year-over-year inflation, which then means we're going to see rates, knock on wood, get into the fives and maybe sniff the fours again. So we'll see what 2024 brings. We have to survive 2023. So as I like to say, the law of the jungle. If you do your job right and you know how to survive, you will thrive.
This is a fascinating conversation, and we could continue probably for the next half hour talking about that because it's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, well, thank you guys. I love what I do. I love meeting great people and helping them provide their American dream of financing a home.
Oh, fantastic. And guys, if you want to check out Tom, please check him out on his link through iwantabuzz.com. Thanks for joining us on 5 Minutes With. If you like us, share us. And remember, live with gratitude.